Hello and welcome to Exploration Art with me, JR. Today we are going to be working on a commissioned pet portrait. I'm excited for this project, but at the same time I'm very nervous. This is my first pet portrait with many things on this channel. I took the job for the challenge. I am trying to push myself as an artist, and I'm the type of person that jumps feet first into whatever I'm doing. I try to plan things out. That goes out the window in 5 seconds, and I just go where the process takes me. This is how many things happen in my life, but I just get lost in the art. But this project is a little different. Pets are family members. They have emotional memories attached to them. They're with you every day. They're like another kid in some cases. You got to get it right, and if you get anything wrong, the client's going to notice. So you have to be very detail oriented to do a pet portrait. Saying that, of course, I'm going to try a new style with my charcoal drawing. But first, I'm going to start out with watercolor paper and the charcoal. We're going to go darkest first and then lighten it up with erasers and stuff like that and put in details later. That's what we're hoping to accomplish. I went with watercolor paper on my first try. Boy, was I wrong. Here are the results. As you can see, the tooth was great for certain things, but it made a muddy mess out of this. That was not the paper's fault. That was me for choosing the paper. So we go for a second attempt. This time I use my smoother paper so I can get my details and stuff that I want in. And I start off again trying the darker smudging first that you see on TikTok all the time, trying to replicate that. Well, I got this far and it's all right, but it's not going to be an acceptable piece to give to a client that is going to be paying for it. So at this point, I was a little, let's say, I was a little frustrated. Yeah, I was a little frustrated. I knew I had to step away and I knew I could do better than this. Took the night off and thought on it for the night, tried to come up with a direction to go into. The next morning, I was just going to go back to the basics. Enough with experimenting for this one, and let me do what I know I can do. So I grabbed my Faber-Castell pencils and get out my projector and get an accurate portion to map and layout of the highlights and shadows. These are my first steps just to make sure so I can blow up the piece, make it larger, and keep my proportions correct and everything like that. For recording this piece, it was a little difficult. I had to go to the studio table and didn't have it quite set up right, and I had to use my Canon Rebel to film it. So that's why the quality is a little bit different on this one. I start out with my HB pencil and using the same techniques I use for pen and inks, using varied length and directional strokes, using a reference photo on my phone. I focus on how the hairs lay on the form of the dog, changing my hair strokes to match it. I'm starting out with an HB pencil and using the same technique I use for pen and ink fur, using varied length and directional strokes, changing the pen strokes to match as the furs change over the muscle groups of the animal. I'm already much happier with the results I am getting here. I am still nervous about the small portrait at the bottom, hoping I can get the detail I need at that size. That being said, I'm just in my head, and every artist goes through this when they're doing a piece, especially when it's a commission piece and you know there's somebody waiting on the other side for your art before you produce it. It's a little bit different when you produce a piece of art and then you show it at a outing or like at a farmer's market where they're coming up looking at your art, and if it grabs them, they buy it. This is, they have a picture in their mind already, and you got to match that or exceed that picture in their mind. So it makes it a little bit more difficult and puts a little bit more pressure on you, but I know I can handle it. I know I've done detailed pieces like this before, and I know I can reach it. It's just been a while, so had to get my mind back into it. So it took 3 drawings, but that's okay. But back to our picture. I'm happy with the results, and I am going through and just layering using the same technique to darker and darker pencils. The pencils I'm using are the HB, the B, the 4B, and the 6. And I'm just following my shadow map, but that's enough of listening to me ramble on for now. Let's listen to some tunes and enjoy the picture, and I'll get back to you when we've got something to show you. I went into a deep focus, and I think I captured our dog friend after all. That makes me very happy that that person gets to relive a memory with their pet and feel those emotions, and they're happy with the results. As we take a final look at our puppers here, I would like to thank you all for watching. If you liked the episode, please hit the like button and subscribe. And we will see you in the next episode here on Exploration Art with me, JR.